Hello and welcome to Coin Lady channel. 2 years and 1 month ago, the SEC sued us, claiming that our XRP transactions amounted to unregistered securities sales. As I indicated before, we're now 2 years and 2 months into the lawsuit. Do you have any idea how the SEC Ripple case, which has dragged on for 2 years due to improper maneuvering, will ultimately resolve? Who do you believe the ruling will help, if anyone? With various predictions on when Judge Analisa Torres of the Southern District of New York will release the verdict on one of the most followed cases in the crypto space, legal experts believe that the case ruling is imminent. If Ripples lose, it will be a massive disappointment, but if they win, it will be a mass celebration. Judge Torres, according to XRP, has likely never felt the amount of pressure she does right now. Dejan said this was the most significant call the judge had ever made. Just consider the implications of this judgment on international trade and the global economy. The SEC has not taken such a big action against no fraud since 1946. Dejan thinks the judge is being cautious because he or she has to justify their decision to everyone if it goes in favor of rippling, and because of how delicate the topic is. When the case against the blockchain company goes to court, she'll also have to deal with the conservative judiciary. Ripple's business and reputation in the XRP community have already taken a hit from regulatory uncertainty, which is not helping the company as the approaching verdict draws nearer. Some in the XRP community are outraged that Ripple's newest product, LH Liquidity, doesn't support their cryptocurrency. Although the blockchain company's general counsel Stewart had previously stated the product was intended for institutional rather than consumer use, and that regulatory clarity was especially valued by business clients, the situation has now changed. Although, we're delighted to support XRP and LH when we can deliver a decent client experience, as stated by Stuart Alder-Addy, general counsel for Ripple. The lawyer seems to be alluding to the prospect of adopting XRP if more clarity is brought into the industry by the court ruling in the Ripple vs. SEC case. Even said, Ripple isn't the only business hit by SEC scrutiny. In reality, the SEC recently sued cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex, but not the issuers, labeling 6 cryptocurrencies as securities. These include Algorand, Algoong Network, Monolith TKN, Naga NGC, and IHD Real Estate Protocol. As of April 17, per an SEC press release, the SEC claims that investors in these 6 digital assets traded on the crypto exchange had a reasonable expectation of profit, making them security under US law. Ripple's chief technology officer, David Schwartz, tweeted his thoughts on the new development, calling it investment advice. Even in his latest appearance before the U.S. House of Representatives Financial Services Committee, on April 19, News reported that SEC Chief Gary Gensler still refused to provide a clear answer to the question of whether Ethereum ETH is a security. According to Ripple's latest XRP markets report for Q1 2023, the SEC has filed a complaint against the company for allegedly selling unregistered securities. As a result of a decision given by the presiding judge in the current SEC litigation, some expert testimony presented by the SEC has been expunged from the public record. Update on the SEC's case against Ripple is posted under that title. In a recent 57-page opinion, the court decided which expert testimony from the SEC and Ripple's would be admissible at summary judgment and trial, and which should be excluded. Both the SEC's expert witness about the reasonable expectations of an XRP purchaser and their expert witness regarding the source of the price fluctuations in XRP were disregarded by the court. A few weeks ago, Stewart already expressed optimism about their case after the court rejected the SEC's expert testimonies but retained those of Ripple. Stewart highlighted that the court allowed Ripple's experts to stay in particular those who explain how Ripple's contracts differ from those in the Howey case, that tax and accounting treatment of XRP, and the currency experts on XRP. He summed up by saying that no matter the outcome of the lawsuit, Ripple has always been confident. As a result, the crypto community, including XRP supporters, is anticipating Judge Torres' summary ruling with bated breath. Pro-XRP lawyer James K. Philan, who has been following the dispute closely, predicted that Judge Torres would make a verdict on March 31. It did not materialize in the way that was expected. However, crypto law pioneer attorney John Deaton recently forecast that the summary decision in the case of Ripple vs. SEC might come as early as May 6 of 2023. The CEO of Ripple was less specific, saying only that a decision might be made by the end of the first half of 2023. In its most recent quarterly 2023 financial report, Ripple stated that it now anticipates receiving the summary judgment ruling by the end of the year. However, it stresses that the court has ultimate discretion over when to issue the summary decision. Also of concern to Ripple is the persistent emphasis on regulation by enforcement rather than rulemaking in the United States approach to crypto regulation. This can be seen as the SEC sending Wells notifications to both Coinbase and Paxos, citing multiple violations of securities legislation and a failure to register. Following Kraken's decision to discontinue its staking business, SEC Chair Gensler issued a broad warning to yield-earning crypto platforms to come into compliance, prompting Commissioner Appears to protest her own agency's conduct. In comparison to the previous quarter's net sales of $226.31 million, Ripple's total XRP sales during the most recent quarter amounted to $361.6 million. To assure a steady supply for its expanding OTL business, Ripple has been purchasing XRP on the open market since 2020, while taking care to have as little of an impact on the market as possible when doing so. Despite this, Ripple is still hopeful that its legal struggle with the SEC will soon come to a successful finish. In fact, Ripple has witnessed multiple successes that can be used as evidence. Wiles, another judge in the same circuit, will hand down a ruling on this case on March 11, 2023, after being referred to by the judge's legal team, in order to back up the firm's reasonable notice argument. You may recall that the SEC raised concerns about Binance's proposed acquisition of Voyager. The reason for this is that the VGX token also has the characteristics of a security. Judge Wiles, who also authorized the bankruptcy plan, rejected the SEC's assertion that Binance was an unregistered securities exchange without reason. According to the supplemental authority letter, his ruling rationale is consistent with many of Ripple's arguments. Ripple cited this from the ruling, which indicates that regulators have been unable to come to a consensus on whether cryptocurrencies are commodities subject to regulation by the CFTC or securities subject to securities laws, or neither. In the meantime, pro-XRP attorney Bill Morgan claims that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) may have a point that investors are purchasing XRP in the hopes that Ripple would ultimately prevail in its ongoing dispute against the SEC. According to reports, an SEC expert has confirmed that Bitcoin and Ethereum returns are mostly responsible for XRP performance since the middle of 2018. The SEC, however, maintains its position that XRP holders are wholly reliant on the success of the Ripple's project. Morgan's comments give the impression that some Ripple and XRP supporters, while still arguing against the broader legal case against the coin, admit the legitimacy of some of the SEC charges. Morgan added that if the SEC's expert analysis is correct, then Ripple would be to blame for the effects of Bitcoin and Ethereum price swings on XRP value. Furthermore, Morgan claims that Ripple's monopoly on the XRP market makes it possible for them to set its own pricing. This prompts inquiries into the role of Ripple in the market performance of XRP and its decentralization. Morgan argues that the argument by the authorities admits that investors may be placing more faith in Ripple's legal initiatives than in the company's commercial efforts. It appears that the value of XRP is highly dependent on the success of Ripple's legal struggle against the SEC. In this way, the lawsuit's significance in influencing the future of Bitcoin and its investors is highlighted. If the SEC's action is successful, investors may have relied on Ripple's activities, but not because of Ripple's lawful business or XRP sales activities, as Morgan put it. Please like the video, and if you want to stay up to date, click the subscribe button. See you later, bye.